Hey guys, it's JP, and today I'm bringing you a video on somewhat of a strange chess concept, especially for beginners. It's called Zugzwang, and I believe it's a German word that translates to compulsion to move. Um, it basically means when you have to move, but you don't want to because it makes your position worse. And that's when you're in Zugzwang. See, in chess, you can't pass your turn. You always have to do something. And sometimes you don't have a good move. Whatever move you play is going to make your position worse. And usually, Zugzwang is such that it'll make your position significantly worse. And it does happen more often in the end game, although it can definitely happen earlier. So, we have this position. This is actually from one of my games, and I was playing the black pieces. And white, you could see, is pretty far advanced with his pawns. His king's over here. My king is on the back rank. My pawns have not moved. But I have a bishop. And the bishop is very important. So, white's trying to make a queen. Or at the very least, he's trying to draw. By if white takes away both my pawns, this is an automatic draw. So if I trade off his pawns and he trades off my pawns, if it's just king and bishop versus king, it's a draw because that's called draw via insufficient material. A bishop and king cannot checkmate a lone king. Anyway, that should be his idea. I don't know if he knew that. So white played king up. And so he's thinking to himself maybe, okay, I'm going to force black to move his king, I guess, to one of these squares or something. I don't know what he's thinking. By playing this move, he doesn't want to let my king out because once my king is out, I could start going for these pawns. Like if this moves forward, I could capture, and then I have my bishop attacking this one. But I play a waiting move. I just moved my bishop one time, and it's his move now, and he doesn't have a good move. See, before he moved his king up, he was protecting this square, which granted, if I wanted to get to this pawn, I would have to move like an insane amount of moves to get to, and it's still protected. You see how powerful this king is. It controls all of these squares. And the kings can't be right next to each other. It's just a rule of chess. So by playing this waiting move, the engine evaluates me as almost minus 11, which is insanely winning. I tell the rule is anything with the absolute value of 2 or more is decisive. So I am like really winning at this point. So white backs up because he can't. What else is he gonna do? Is he gonna kill his pawn? And then I push my pawn because my pawn would just be capturing while protecting this. So he moves back. Okay, now my king comes out, and it's his move again. Now it's just ridiculous. He's like minus 50. So he's in Zugzwang again. He has to move his king again. So now my king improves. So I didn't play the best move if I went from minus 50 to minus 5, but pretty much any move I have here is winning, as long as I'm advancing my king and gaining progress. Okay, he sticks his king in the corner. He's like, I'm going to protect both these pawns. So I'm going to advance towards them. He can't move the pawns backward, and now he can't. Now my king controls this square, so he can only start to back up. So he backs up. And I could take this pawn with check. And the king could go here. Can't go here. So now I'm going to be able to win this pawn. So he moves closer. Okay. Just move my bishop back. He has to move again. He's in Zugzwang again. This is why this position was such a good example, because White was essentially in Zugzwang all the time. Every time he had to move, he had to make a bad move. Backs up. So now I move in. I take control of this square and this square. The king is now cut off from his pawn. He's going to be down just a king to 2 pawns and a bishop. So he has to move back. And I take this. And this is absolutely dead lost, but I'll show you how I converted it anyway. My plan is very simple. I push both pawns and I turn one of them into a queen. So he tries to get near my bishop. He'll never catch it because I could move infinitely along the diagonals. And since I've got this is a subtle thing. So past A pawns and H pawns aren't as powerful because the king can sort of prop up in this corner. And there's like some drawing ideas. So by themselves, they're not as powerful. But since I have 2, one of them will be a queen. No matter what White does. All he could do is move his king around. And at this point, it doesn't even matter if he takes this. Because I'm using him playing that move gives me the chance to play this move. So he captures. And I'm getting my king into position to promote my pawn. This is the position I want. I want to be on this file. And even though he's approaching my pawn, it's protected by my bishop. So he can't ever take it here, and I can advance it. And now, the reason I'm here on the second rank is because these 3 squares are all protected by my king. And this square is protected by my bishop. So there is nothing White can do to stop this promotion. And I just move. And then White resigned here because I'm going to get a queen and I'm going to checkmate him with these 3 pieces. So we have learned today that Zugzwang is a extremely powerful tactic to take advantage of, mostly in endgames, in order to convert. It could be used to win a game or even save a lost game. Very powerful. It's definitely something to look out for. Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be in Zugzwang on the following move. And look to put your opponent in Zugzwang so you could make a queen and checkmate him. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.